We've got to always remember electricity is dangerous. It can kill you. Most of the stuff we do here, you may chop off a finger or something, but you're only hurting yourself. If you screw up with electricity, you can kill yourself and others or even burn a house down. So be very careful. Please pay attention. We're trying to help you. So our electric's created at the power plant. So from there, it goes out to a step-up transformer to increase the voltage. That way we don't have power drop and you end up having enough voltage at the end of the run on your house. So it's carried on these electric lines all the way across to a step-down transformer. This reduces the voltage a little bit so that it can now transfer the power throughout your neighborhood. It's higher voltage than what we use in the house, but it's enough so you don't have voltage drop going into all the buildings. From there, you normally have a pole-mounted transformer, which steps down the electricity even further and gets it to a voltage that we typically use in the house. From there, it'll connect to the electric meter. That's where they send you your bill. These wires are usually connected either in the air or underground. Those wires run to the electric meter are going to be 2 hots and a neutral. Each hot is carrying 120 volts, and the neutral wire provides the return path for the electric. Alternating current requires a return path for anything to work. Without the neutral or ground, it's just a dead-end wire. So you have to have return path. Without that return path, if you touch the end of that dead-ended wire, you become the ground or the return path to ground. And that's how you get electrocution and or shock. So let's go inside now. Inside, you're going to find your main breaker. Sometimes they call it a service panel or load center. So if we pop that cover off, the first thing we're going to find, usually at the top, sometimes at the bottom, I think most of ours turn out on the bottom here, is going to be the main breaker. So those 2 hot wires that went into your meter, from the meter, they're going to run directly to the 2 lugs on your main breaker panel inside. From the main breaker, electric flows into the main bus bars. They're just exposed pieces of metal that you connect your further breakers to later on. If you see how it's moving back and forth, that's because it's alternating current, which moves forward and back. Notice that these main bus bars are not insulated. That is live electric. To disconnect the power from them, that's why you use the main breaker switch it off and on. So anything on the downside of this will lose main power. Now, breakers are usually rated at 100 to 200 amps, sometimes more, and they provide overload protection for your devices, which means if you exceed the amperage rating of your main breaker, it'll trip and automatically shut off and protect everything. Inside the panel, you also have neutral and ground bus bars. They're just pieces of metal with a lot of screws in it that you put your wires in to connect them. Keeps them secure and out of the way. In the main breaker panel, you're going to connect your ground bus bar and your neutral bus bar. But in a sub panel, like we have to use here in the school, that you have to remove that. Otherwise, you can electrify the whole system, get somebody hurt. So we have to make that distinction. So now we go back to that meter. From there, that neutral wire connects to the main bus bar. You also, in a main panel, connect the bus bar to the ground lug. That gives the electricity a return path so everything doesn't get electrocuted. Any unused electricity returns back through the meter to the transformer, and that's how they determine what your bill is. The amount that went in versus what comes back. So now our panel's wired up. We can provide 120 or 240 volts electric to the house, have a safe return path, and hopefully not get anybody killed.